Hello, welcome to the video. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to manage API definition from Terraform. So here we have a ADM service running, and under that we have API definitions. And for you to manage API definition, you just need Terraform scripts, and it is present in our repository under example folder. So let's go to example folder and let's manage API definition from Terraform. So, so I'm currently under under example and then resource, and under that we have API definition, and here we have two files called provider.tf and resource.tf. In provider.tf, we have a provider level configuration and authentication we have. So here we are telling Terraform software that we are using Citrix ADM provider for this resource to work. So Terraform will download the plugins from Terraform registry, or if there is a local plugin present, then it will install the same in the current folder. And in the provider block, what we have is authentication level details. Here we have a host called adm.cloud.com, and you can see here we have same host here, and client ID, client secret, and customer ID. You'll be getting this in this section called identity and access management. Yeah, you need to have a API access for it to work. You need to give API access to the to this terminal, so that Terraform will execute these commands or will provision these instances onto your ADM. And host location is US. You may have your host location where ADM is present, and optionally you can give these variables here in this format, or you can just declare environmental variables in your terminal, and you can give the values there, and Terraform will automatically take these values from the environmental variables, and it will be used to authenticate the ADM. So coming on to resource.tf, this is a file where the actual configuration will be present for the API definition. And here we have a type of a resource that we are working with. So the type of a resource is API definition, and this is a name of a resource, what we call as a logical name of a resource. And these are all the attributes of this resource. So we have a name, what will be the name of a resource, version, title, host, and we have something called API resources. This is nothing but a list. We have two items in the list. We have two attributes in the list called path and methods. And API resource is again a list. We have two list under API resources. So yeah, so here is a configuration that we will be managing in our ADM. So currently, as you can see, there is only one instance of API definition in my ADM currently, that is called new add. We are going to add another instance of API definition on ADM. So yeah, let's run this. So first we just have to tell the Terraform to download the plugins, necessary plugins or necessary resources, I mean necessary providers that the Terraform need, that we need to run this resource block. So for that we have something called Terraform init as a command. So it tells Terraform that it makes Terraform to download the plugins to the current directory. So yeah, next command what we have is Terraform apply. So Terraform apply, what it does is it will check the configuration that is present. It will scan the .tf file, Terraform file, and it will make a plan. So here you can see it tells us that this resource will be created. So you can verify the resource here with their attribute value. So the plan as of now is currently we are adding one of the resources, and we are not modifying or not destroying any of the resources. So yeah, if you just have to confirm it once here in the terminal, and if everything is fine, then you just have to give approval. So currently we'll type S and it will process the same. So yeah, so it says it has been created. So apply complete resource, one added, zero changed, and zero destroyed. So let's verify the same in the ADM's console that we have. So we'll refresh the page and we'll let this to reflect in the page. So as you can see, you can see another instance of API definition here in the ADM console with the name that we have given is the same name, TF def, and you can verify the attributes value too, and you will find the same example.com, etc. So this is how you will be able to create a resources in a ADM using the Terraform that we have in our provider. So this is a way to add, and the way to delete the resource is using the command called Terraform destroy. So we'll run the command, and this will make a Terraform. I mean, this will destroy the instance in the ADM. So here you can see these configuration will be destroyed. So here it says the value will be made null, and the plan here is nothing to add, nothing to change, and one instance to destroy. And we'll just approve the same. So after approving, Terraform internally will make a API call to destroy the resource in the ADM. So it says the destroy completed, one resource has been destroyed. So let's verify the same in the console. So you can see there is only one instance present that was previously present, and we don't have any instance named TF def. So yeah, thanks. This is how you have to be able to manage your API definition on ADM services. So thanks. Yeah, bye.